Hello there. Well, when you're doing a mill from scratch, you find some problems. So as you can see, I've got this all torn apart. I've got a sensor in here, and when the magnet comes close, the sensor will detect it, and that's what gives me a homing signal. Well, I bring the magnet up close, and it detects it just fine. But you'll see what I mean here. See, it's having problems. It's saying that the homing switch is activating when it's not. So electrically there's something going gafoo-foo in there. So this mess of wires in here is what I've got coming from the computer. I've got a computer up in here, and then down here I've got parallel port 1 and 2. Well, these signals right here, when they're not detecting, they should be totally black. And as you can see, they're not. They're not quite full on, they're not quite full off. So the computer doesn't know whether it's set or not, and it's kind of getting confused. So what I did was I got some resistors here, and I'm going to patch that in, and then we'll try it again. I've got my resistors here. I've got a 1K ohm resistor here, and I've got a 10K ohm resistor here. And I got it all kludged in. Now, as you can see, that middle LED, it's not quite 100% off, but it's a lot dimmer than what it was, which means that it should be detecting a lot closer to 0, in theory. So what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll try it now with that circuit put in place. So I'll come over here, and then we'll go up and hit the home switch and see if it looks any different. That's more like it. So what was happening was the magnetic sensors were letting just enough current get through that the computer was sometimes going, maybe it's hit, maybe it's not. And so what I had to do was I had to make it harder for the sensors to pull that down, put a little more extra voltage in there. I was going to do some kind of fancy computer graphics and show you how this works, but you know what? Sometimes the old pencil and paper is the best bet. So here's what we got. We've got a sensor like this. It has 12 volts going in, and it has ground over here. And it's got an output. And in theory, this output should just float. It shouldn't be connected to anything until we bring a magnet close to the sensor. When we do, it should then connect to ground, and this signal should go low. Well, that's the theory anyway. Well, apparently there's some little bit of resistance here. So what's happening is for our computer circuit, where we've got our contact here, it's pulling this contact down towards ground, and so this thing is false triggering. It should be sitting up here at 5 volts when it's not doing anything, and down here at 0 volts when it is. Well, it's kind of floating somewhere in the middle. So the solution is we put a big resistor here, about 1,000 ohms, like that, so that it doesn't pull on here quite as much. Then we stick another resistor here, a bigger one, 10,000 ohms. And what that does is that makes this thing see more 5 volts and less of what this thing's doing. So it doesn't quite bring it up to 5 volts, but it brings it up to here, which is a lot better than somewhere in the middle. So that's the theory. So that's the circuit board. And now we get to see if it works. Take it out to the shop. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. Hope it works. So this is the real world. Things don't always work exactly perfect, and they're not always pretty. So I've got this just hanging here for right now. I'll mount it up here somehow later. But you see that the LEDs there, they're still glowing a little bit, but nowhere near what they were. So it's either going to work or it's not. I measured the voltages. They used to run around 2-ish, 2.5, and you want to get it below 0.2 volts. Right now it's running about 1 volt. So it's still not perfect, but should work. So if I tell it to home the x-axis, here's the magnet for that one. And that looks good. Yep, that homed. Now we'll do the z-axis. That's this guy right here. Should come up. Here's the magnet. You can see the light going on and off. So it's adjusting okay. Yeah, see the light got dim now. Good. And now for my nemesis, the y-axis. Let's see what happens. Hopefully this works. Well, it looks better, but I've learned not to just trust one time. Let's run that thing way, way out. All the way back here. And try it one more time. All right. Major problem averted. Now I can go on to the next and hopefully get this thing to where I can present it to y'all and show you all the new features.